welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Thai here from Thailand. It is 1 Sao here in Thailand, which is Friday after the holiday of Chorlungkung Day yesterday. Former king, and now ceremonies going on all over Thailand. For instance, now everybody's gone back to work, a majority of people have gone back to work, maybe people having a long weekend. And so, for instance, but majority, a lot of people gone back to work. So anyway, I'm just looking at myself in the mirror. Anyway, so I hope you're doing well. It's Friday here in Thailand, and if for instance, and we have a game some Sunday. We got to wait till Sunday. We've probably got Pep's pre-game chat, etc. Today, Friday, about 12 o'clock United Kingdom, or 1 or 2 o'clock United Kingdom time. 6 o'clock for me, and we'll see what he's got to say. But we're coming into the game in a very, 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 very good feelings around. I've just listened to Big Steve talking about his chat about the game and how he's feeling at the moment. So him, Big Steve, LB, typical City. Everybody is just chilled out and relaxed and happy, and nobody's stressed out at all, and it's really good, and everybody's just happy, and for instance, and considering the 115 to me is around the corner, next to international snow, for instance, we're coming into a difficult, on paper pretty difficult. Well, every game's difficult, and for instance, but we're coming into a very more tricky games, etc., which we should be, where the games previously we should have been winning, overall. But again, you can't go walk into any game, especially in the Premier League, thinking that you're going to win. But to the moment, etc., the squad is good. I'm sure Kuzinov hopefully will be back this week. So he'll be back in training at least. The stamp on Nico Gonzalez's leg, we'll see how that is, or his foot, etc. We'll see how that pans out. But again, we'll see how Rodri is getting on. But again, it won't be. I think it will. Hopefully, we'll see a training session where he might be there training. Who knows? But at the moment, etc. For instance, it looks like we've got a fully stripped, 90% fully fit squad, etc. And and we've got options on the bench. So we're coming into this game against Aston Villa, who we're playing on Sunday at 2 o'clock, against an Aston Villa side who lost against who they call again? Go ahead. There's someone else. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. I've never even heard of them. A Dutch team, yes. And the Superliga, I believe, in the Eredivisie. So, but honestly, I don't want to be disrespectful. But yeah. So. And so I've just been GADAE whatever. So for instance, and Aston Villa got over to the Netherlands, went 1-0 up, okay, and lost 2-1 against an attendance of 9,500. Woo! Anyway, so and I've just been looking at the stats and the for instance, because and. So let me just read this. I just knew because it's just cheered me up. It's so much cheered me up. Aston Villa. Of all the games apart from the Scouser game, etc. We've got coming up, etc. We'll probably a bit, because we normally, we do in the dome. We had a kind of like we always have a tough time at Villa. For instance, I remember there was a time when what was his name? Bernardo scored those amazing wonder goal. But other than that, for instance, we always have it quite tough in Aston Villa. And Aston Villa has started off quite badly, and then they've got better, and so for instance, and I'll read the stats out for them in a moment, and for instance, so we should be coming into the game with a bit more apprehension, saying that for instance we can get some out the game, a draw, a point, etc. But with the way we are playing, the way we are at the moment compared to Aston Villa as well, and I think for instance, okay, you can't say compared to two different games because it might be just too different. They're playing at home, be probably up for it more. Maybe they was just too complacent. But I'm going to read. Let me just read about it. A little chat about it. But Emily Bundia missed a second half penalty as Aston Villa fell into a shock Europa League against the plucky Go Ahead Eagles. Go Ahead Eagles, what a great name. I love it. In the Deventer. Even Gasani said early prior to the finish had looked like it's been a precursor to the Urinal Emirates maintain their 100% record in the competition. But the host drew level with Matthias Sure deflected shot just before the interval and went ahead when Matt Davis stole in just after the hour to lift the ball over the Villa goalkeeper Evelyn Martinez. And when Budina sent a spot kick over the bar in closing stages after the home defenders James had been penalised for a handball, the tight D Eldershot stadium erupted in joy. It ensures a famous victory for the Eredivisie side, who qualified for the competition, winning the Dutch Cup last term for their first major honour in 92 years. However, it was a gallant defeat for Villa and Emery, who was galling defeat for Villa against Emirates. The BBC, I never expected the BBC to write such. What's it called? Emery, who initially appeared to be vindicated for making a wholesale changes from their Premier League win over at Spurs on Sunday. I think they probably was it. I think we'll just turn these over and then get prepared for Man City. So the result left Villa 7th in the table, with the Dutch club moving up to 10th, also on 6 points prior to the Thursday evening's late kickoff. There appeared to be significant gulf in class between the teams for most of the periods, with the home goalkeeper Jara de Boza at fault as Guzan helped the visitors to take charge. The Ivory Coast forward could and should have extended Villa's advantage after running through on the goal just half an hour on the half an hour mark before he was allowed to to spread himself and save at close range. Well, the Belgian goalkeeper made another fine stop to prevent a low drive from Jade and Sancho finding the bottom corner. It seemed only a matter of time before Villa dominated their dominance and was rewarded in the second half. Instead, the visitors' high defensively line was exposed at Sure's effort looped over Tyrone Mings in the top left-hand corner, and a second error cost them in the game when Delray was given a freedom to run on to a long pass forward by the sleeping back four. Quietly, how Villa lost this encounter from the position of such authority at the back on the back of a 5-match unbeaten winning run. So in all competitions will be concerning to Emery. For much of the first half, the Spaniards watched his players fail to take advantage of opportunities to put their game beyond the opponents, who sit 12th in the Dutch top 5. Unbelievable. So, but Go Ahead Eagles, what a great name, has barely spent any time in the Villa territory, and the shot counted was 12 to 3 in the visitors' favour when Surrey equalised. Amazing for Emery, once his team had relinquished control, they never was able to reclaim it. So unbelievable. John McGinn, Morgan Rogers, Donnell Malay were all summoned from the bench. So, get on. But aside from a cross from the England forward that hit the bar, it did not translate into anything concrete. And Budina's missed Villa's four failure from their past 5 penalties in Europe. So they're not doing well on penalties in Europe, Villa. Condemned them to their first defeat against a Dutch side. Wow. So Villa host City on Sunday the 26th of October, 2 o'clock UK time. They play their 4th Europa League match next week, the 6th next Thursday, against the much talk about the Maccabi Tel Aviv side. And again, for instance, I'll reiterate my feelings on that one. Shocking Shocking. It's got nothing to do with football. It's just Islamic extremists not wanting, for instance, Jews in their backyard. Simple as that. Nothing to do with football. They can talk about the police are more than capable of dealing with fans. Violent fans. We've had them so many times from home in the country. It's got nothing to do with football. It's got nothing to do with Maccabi the fans. It's got to do with the fact that they're Jewish. Simple as that. And believe me, even if they didn't have fans, I'm sure there'll be quite a few Islamic extremes outside of the ground, protesting the arrival of the Maccabi Tel Aviv players. So sorry, not having it really. So anyway, just back to the football. I've just been looking at the so the go-ahead Eagles. There's player stats. Player of the match, Y Salah Ruminari, whatever he is. He got 7.71. The average Aston Villa player, for instance, player stats was 4.35, 4.27, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 7, 2, 3, 6, 3, 3, 5, 5, 3, 2, 7. Ollie Watkins got a 3.27. You know, this is the guy we're expected to score for Villa. And so yeah, absolutely funny, absolutely fantastic. Match stats, overall possession 69% for Villa, 18 shots to 5 for Villa, 7 shots to 3 on target. Unbelievable. So 10-1 on corners. Absolutely. Passes, exactly. Passing accuracy 18 on 76. Unbelievable, absolutely fantastic, wonderful. You know, so well done. Go ahead Eagles. One thing I love about it is the fact that, for instance, you got Go Ahead Eagles, and they haven't even got a badge on it for instance, on the sign here. So, for instance, yeah. Well done, Go Ahead Eagles. Congratulations to you. Again, what we always say, you never take a game for granted. When you score 1, you need to score 2. With the problem with Monaco, etc., Man City, the mere fact that you need to score 2, and when you score 2, you need to get a third. Once you're 3-0 up ahead, you can kind of like relax a little bit. But we're saying that when Man City were against Newcastle last week, Man City ladies 1-0 down, 3-1 up, ended 3-3. So, for instance, you can't take your foot off the gas, and we was expected to walk over Newcastle last week, the Man City ladies, beat them on penalties finally, but again against a strong City side, etc., we struggled. With a strong City side, we struggled. Anyway, so let's have a look about what's happening at City. Just pop over to the ladies just for 1 second. Andree Yegelitz, I think that's his name, for instance, was named October Manager of the Month. Congratulations to Man City's head coach Andree Yegelitz, who won the October's Barclays Women Super League and Manager of the Month. I voted. You can vote for them. In what was second straight nomination for this season, the Blues boss fought off tough competition from London's City Lionesses Jocelyn Pusa to win the award for the first time. The Swede preside over 100% record in the league across the month after we recorded a dramatic win over Arsenal and Liverpool. Great games. City then followed up a 2-1 win over Liverpool at Anfield, where we came down to collect all 3 points from striker Benny and Abitino. The victories meant that we extended our winning WSL streak to 5 consecutive, with a move which moves us to second at the table, 1 point behind the leaders Chelsea. So far this season, City have scored more goals than any other side in the English top 5, 17, with 9 different players contributing to the tally, which is also a WSL high in 25-26 at present. Many congratulations to Andree, and once again for he being named Manager of the Month. So well done, Andree, well done. So absolutely fantastic. So really happy for him, and deserves every credit, absolutely. And we should need to big up him. I was listening to Big Steve. He mentioned the EDS. He mentioned the Man City. He did a review of them. Of the City game at Villarreal, but he never mentioned the ladies. Big Steve, mention the ladies. They deserve it. You know. The Player of the Month has been announced. Well, a short candidate. We've got Emma Bailey, Andree Fugio and Jade Rose. Okay, so they're the three, for instance, who are nominees. Me personally, I'm going to go for Fugio. No, you got to go for Benny. Goal for Liverpool and goal against for Arsenal for stuff. So I'm going to go for Benny. She's absolutely she's doing amazing. Swiss teenager, yeah, absolutely fun. She's been amazing. So, but it's going to be Golo's one. Each one deserves it. You know, Fugio was her goals for Newcastle last week, goals for instance, but she's been brilliant in the centre. Jade Rose, absolutely fantastic as well. Ladies are on international duty. If you don't want to know anything about the ladies, they're on all international duty here, there, and everywhere else. So England against Brazil, we're going to play. And so yeah, but Clinton withdrawn from the England squad, so I thought she was actually on her way back, but she's withdrawn from the England squad, which is good, really, you know, and I don't mind, because again, we don't want them to come back. We come back from the international break with any injuries, so I don't mind people withdrawing. So for instance, but other than that, we'll get back onto the men's team. Right, we've got a retirement from football, and let me just pop in latest news. There we go. Carson, Mr. Carson. Scott Carson has thanked Man City fans for their support during his 6 years at the club. The former England goalkeeper initially joined on loan in 2019 before making a movement permanent in 2021. While he played for just twice, Carson was considered to be a key part of the squad for his attitude and professionalism, as well as support of the likes of Ederson and Stefan Mariga. In total, City lived 12 major honours during Carson's stay. Speaking on Match Day Live and Champions League clash before really hard, because he was on the Match Day Live, the reaction from the City fans towards me has always been positive. He says, "I felt great and connected with it from sight." You know, again, for instance, I think he had one game, like I said, when he came on, blah, 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 and I think, for instance, some City fans have actually kind of, I wouldn't say criticised him a little bit, just kind of saying, and again, for instance, what he got all these trophies, but I believe what he's done in the back of the of the team, etc., for instance, has been very, very good. And even though, for instance, again, I've always say this, I'll say this 100 times. Manchester City is a football team. Erling Haaland wouldn't be Erling Haaland, be able to score Erling Haaland if it wasn't for the other guys helping him, giving him the ball, supporting him. We do things as a football team. We do things as a football club, as one, right? And we have a very good, excellent fan base. We have an excellent infrastructure. Everything about Manchester City says success, and that's how we built up it's the Barcelona model. We'll talk about models yesterday about the Rags not wanting to be a Man City 2.0, but the thing is, you were all together as one. So, and it appears that, for instance, he may have not played many games, Scott Carson, but what he's done behind the scenes and helping the youngsters, helping the goalkeeper, supporting the club, was just as invaluable as also being on the pitch. So, for instance, I've got to give him credit and say thank you very much to Scott Carson. Congratulations on your retirement, and I hope it goes well for you in whatever you've done, and you deserve to be every part of the trophy winning side of the Premier League, the Champions League, the League Cup, the FA Cup, whatever medal you have, because you've earned it. And so you've been, because you're a part of our club, our Manchester City, and that's what we are. We're a football club. We are one team, one club. For instance, so well done, Scott Carson, and I wish you all the best in your retirement. Apart from that, so really not much going on. So for instance, we can go into for instance, go into the game. That just cheered me up. Go ahead, Eagles! What a great name! You can't make it up. You really can't. I just love that name. I was Aston Villa. I listened to Aston Villa fans on because I was trying to figure out how they lost. So I was listening to the sports bar and had Aston fans going on. Aston Villa fans were like, I don't know. So I didn't get much help from them, apart from the fact they were not very happy. But I think they were focused more on Forest's beating what do you call it? For instance, having their first win, beating Porto. But no, so well done, go ahead Eagles. And yeah, absolutely. So for instance, and Aston Villa, so we'll see you Sunday at Villa Park, and ahead for instance of our so we'll see what Pepper's got to say about injuries, etc. I think the only worries concern is Rodri, but he was never going to play anyway, whether we'll see him on the pitch. Kuzinov, and for instance, and how Nico Gonzalez is part of, and again we've got Kovacic, we've got cover for Nico. According to the Manchester Evening News, crisis at Manchester City's midfield. Crap, Manchester Evening News, stop talking crap. So it's not a crisis. We've still got players, but it'd be wonderful to have him in. I think he should be okay, Nico Gonzalez, and because Kovacic is just as good, he's a good player, and we've still got Tiana Reinders there as well. So, but I'm confident about the game. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been as relaxed. I think I've never seen City fans as relaxed as we are, quietly going on with our job. Arsenal fans can crow because they beat Atletico in the top of the league and they're favourites, blah blah blah. Liverpool going to have a different game against Brentford, so for instance see how they play against Brentford. So for instance, they're not going to get as easy as they did against Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt have conceded so many goals this season, so no surprise. So, but they're happy to probably give them a bit more confidence after losing 4 in a row. The Rags have got Brighton, so they'll get a massive come down to earth without a shadow of a doubt, even though it's a very, very old stinky Trafford, rat infested place. But other than that, I'm very, very looking forward to the games this weekend, and I'm just going to sit back, relax, get some rice whiskey and enjoy. So, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, for instance, and we'll see what Pepper's got to say, and then we'll crack on and then go from there. So good luck with the ladies here and abouts over where you are. Good luck with DDS. Good luck to Scott, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good luck to you guys.